Okay, let's start from the first topic, date encoding technical supported by gRPC. The question is, which two date encoding technicals are supported by gRPC? Choose two. Okay, let's look at the second one, custom certification authority for IoT device. The question is, a team of developers created their own CA and started signing certification for all of their load LT devices. Which action will make the browser accept the certificates? The next topic is for coding. Code for handling HTTP response. We get a response code 429. Okay. This is basic code, and we will see there use HTTP GET, and we'll do some basic action, and like if the response code is not 200, then raise an exception. This is an unexpected HTTP response code, and then get all the data. The engineer to deal with this code. The answer A. The option B. Let's say option C. For option D, the next topic, CI/CD pipeline for cloud native project. The question is, a cloud native project is being worked on which all source code and dependencies are written in Python, Ruby, and all JavaScript. A change in code triggers a notification to the CI/CD tool to run the CI/CD pipeline. Which step should be omitted from the pipeline? Hi everyone, welcome to 591 Lab. This is Cisco Certified DevNet Expert class. The certification number is 350901 DevCor. Firstly, let's introduce 591 Lab. 591lab.com, pronounced as 591 Lab, is a top IT training and certification exam brand in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore. Our mission at 591 Lab is to provide our clients with exceptional exam preparation experience for certifications in Cisco, Huawei, Aruba, Juniper, Palo Alto, and Fortinet exam tracks. Today we will talk about date encoding technicals supported by gRPC and custom certification authority for IoT device. And then code for handling HTTP response code 429, and CI/CD pipeline for cloud native project. Okay, let's start from the first topic, date encoding technical supported by gRPC. The question is, which two date encoding technicals are supported by gRPC? Choose two. Option A, XML. Option B, JSON. Option C, ASCII2. Option D, protobuf. Option E, YAML email. Let's break down it. For the option A, gRPC supports XML as a date encoding technical. XML is a markup language commonly used for encoding data in a human-readable format. For option B, gRPC also supports JSON as a date encoding technical. JSON is a lightweight data interchange format that is easy for humans to read and write, and easy for machines to parse and generate. For option C, ASCII2, gRPC does not explicitly support ASCII2 as a date encoding technical. ASCII2 is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. It is a character encoding standard, but it is not commonly used for encoding structured data like XML or JSON. Option D, protobuf. gRPC supports protobuf as a date encoding technical. Protobuf is a battery serialization format developed by Google, providing a compact and efficient way to serialize structured data and some message. For option E, gRPC does not currently support email as a date encoding technical. Email is the human-readable date serialization format, but it is not a default encoding option for gRPC. So let's give you some details about gRPC. The picture on the left is describe the technical of network monitoring that's named telemetry. We usually call it the Steam telemetry or the network telemetry. Telemetry is a technical to monitor the network data as like CPU, as like interface RX and TX faster and frequently than SNMP or other method of monitoring. The data from device is product from device, and the data will be subscribed and sent to collector, telemetry collector. Then the collector send it to analyzer to analyze it and make some actions to controller. So controller will do the automation to the device. And it's a good loop for network automation and monitoring. So the details of gRPC, if we use gRPC to do the telemetry, the data monitor data will come from the data source as like the CPU. So the data generation layer is the Google protobuf. But firstly, we used to use gRPC to subscribe action and to subscribe which metric we will want to get, like CPU usage, memory usage, or interface transport. When we finish the subscription and the CPU and or interface of the system, Cisco iOS system, iOS XE system will produce the data and send it frequently and encoding by protobuf, then use gRPC or UDP to push the data to the data collector. So this is what we can do use gRPC in the telemetry. So gRPC is the very frequently option or the protocol we can use to transport the monitoring data. And the other example is Google protobuf. What is Google protobuf? So this is the data before Google protobuf GPB decoding, and we can see it 1, and the key 1 is the value is Cisco. The key 2, the value is S4, and the right one is the data after GPB decoding. So the key is node ID str Cisco. The second one is second key is subscription ID str S4. So you can see the same one is the value Cisco S4. Yeah. So what does GPB do? GPB will transform this. This is the original date. This is original date. So this is stored in the as like the Cisco switch, and the GPB will encoding it to this one by the GPB file. In the GPB file, we can see that we define a string, which string node ID str is 1, subscription ID str is 2. So what is it? And sorry, use the screen one for more clear. This is a node ID str, and it is defined to which one? 1. Okay, so the state we will transport in the internet or in the network is the key is 1. Is 1. Okay, so this is the original date of this is original date in switch, and this is the date we can transport in network. So you can see we save many transmission bandwidth by change the string key to a simple number. So why is a key? Why is not a value? Value will be changed in many things, as like it is not Cisco, it is Juniper, or it is Huawei. But the key maybe not by change because some the subdate structure as the YARN model is defined by IETF. So key is most of the time it is fixed, but the value is changeable. So use this method, the Google protobuf can save the bandwidth, and the Google protobuf use HTTP2. That means they can transmit the data by binary. So this is a good technology, I think. Okay. So the correct answer of this question is A, XML, and B, JSON. Okay, let's look at the second one. Custom certification authority for IoT device. The question is, a team of developers created their own CA and started signing certification for all of their load LT devices. Which action will make the browser accept the certificates? Option A, install a TLS instead of its SSL certificate on the IoT service. Option B, set the private key 1024-bit RSA. Option C, pre-log the developer CA on the trusted CA list of the browser. Option D, enable HTTPS or port 443 on the browser. Let's break down it. For option A, this option is correct because modern browsers prefer TLS over SSLs, and using TLS certifications is a standard practice for securing web communications. For option B, the key length, while important for security, is not directly related to the browser's acceptance of certificates. Moreover, 1024-bit RSA key are considered weak by today's standards. For option C, this option is usually correct, but it is not fit for IoT device. Because deployments of IoT devices are often nebulous, as like the fire alarm, template, sensor. So if we solve this problem, the same problem from the client side in the IoT device browser, it will be an impossible job. So for this question, option C is wrong. For option D, enabling HTTPS or using port 443 is a common practice for secure communication, but it doesn't directly request the acceptance of certificates signed by a custom CA. So the correct answer is A. The next topic is for coding. Code for handling HTTP response. We get a response code 429. Okay, this is basic code, and we will see they use HTTP GET and we'll do some basic action, and like if the response code is not 200, then raise an exception. This is an unexpected HTTP response code, and then get all the data. The question is, refer to the exhibit. This snippet of the script has recently started exciting abnormally with exception starting on accept HTTP response code 429. Which solution handles rate limiting by the remote API? So firstly, I will explain the 429 response code of HTTP is that maybe some connection is very slow and we can't get the information or we can't get the data from HTTP response. So the action we can do for 429 may be waiting some seconds, waiting some minutes, and then visit again. Okay, Look at the code. This code is just for the basic action for the HTTP GET, and if the response code is not 200, we know that if we get some message from with HTTP, and if everything is alright, we will get the message use the response.json, and we will get a response.status code is 200. But if something wrong, something exception, and we can get the state code not the 200, so this code will write the exception code. Then the engineer gets the 429 exception code. So the question is, how should the engineer to deal with this code? The answer A. The answer A is the option A is if the response set code is not 200 and also not 429, then write the exception. So I think it is the same as the basic code, and so it is not the correct answer for this question. The option B. Firstly get, and then to say if the response code is 429. If the code is 429, then get make a backup seconds. This is get from the headers retry after, and this retrieve after is which server supplied to the client to suggest the client waiting some minutes or some seconds and then visit again. So use sleep, I think it will be imported from time import sleep, but the code is not shown to us. Sleep some seconds and then request again. If the sleep code is not 429, that will be to say LE response state code. If the state code is not 200, maybe something error, something not 200, not 429, maybe something error. So we write exception, and then we got all of the data. So I think this is the correct answer because the 429 will be handled by this code, and the other errors will be output from the right mechanism. Let's say option C. The option C is if the state code is not 200 and then state code is not 429, and get a backup seconds and then wait some seconds and then also output the error message. So it will be a good choice because if we get some seconds and then we need to do some action different. But in this code, it will be the error message and the write exceptions the same action from the basic code. So I think it's not a good choice. For option D, if the response data code is 429, gets the backup seconds and sleep, but you see, the option D will not do anything here, so it is no use for this option of the if. Elif, in elif, the code choose the same thing from the basic code and then get all of the data. So let's break down for A. For option A, write exception when response code are not 200 and 429. For option B, continue to get to do the get action when 429, then write exception for response not 200. For option C, same to A but use a sleep seconds. So if A is not a good choice, C is also not the correct answer. For option B, same to B but just sleep for 429, not any other action. So D is not the right answer. So the correct answer is B. The next topic, CI/CD pipeline for cloud-native project. The question is, a cloud-native project is being worked on which all source code and dependencies are written in Python, Ruby, and all JavaScript. A change in code triggers a notification to the CI/CD tool to run the CI/CD pipeline. Which step should be omitted from the pipeline? Option A. Build one of the more containers that package up code and all its dependencies. Option B. Deploy code to one or more environments such as staging and/or production. Option C. Compile code. Option D. Run automated tests to validate the code. Let's break down it. For option A, this step involves creating container-sized environments, encapsulating the application code and its dependencies for consistent and portable deployment. So this step ensures reproducibility and consistency across different environments, making it crucial for a cloud-native project. Option B. Deployment involves releasing the application to specified environments for testing or production use. So this step is vital for ensuring that the application reaches the intended environments, enabling testing and production releases. Option C. Compilation is the process of translating source code into a machine-readable code and is not necessary for interpreted languages like Python, Ruby, and JavaScript. So, omitting this step is justified as these languages are not compiled, reducing unnecessary processing in the CI/CD pipeline. For option D, automated tests are essential to verify that code changes do not introduce defects and or regressions. So this step ensures code quality and functionality, making it a crucial part of the CI/CD process. Let's go back to the question. Because we have a background that these source code are written in Python, Ruby, and or JavaScript. All these languages are interpreted languages, so option C, compile code, is unnecessary. So the correct answer is C. Thank you all for attending today's class at 591 Lab. We hope you found the material informative and helpful. Remember, practice is critical to mastering any new skill. So review the course content and keep practicing with 591 Lab help and support. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact us. We appreciate your participation and look forward to seeing you in our future classes. Have a great day!